All right, this is it, guys. Ultra Super Gogeta. We have the official detail. Everything is out. We have all the information we need. We know the banner format. We know the full entire kit. We know the equipment coming out. We know the events coming out. This is probably, I would say, probably the most hyped part of the year for Legends. The first summonable Ultra ever, Super Gogeta. We haven't gotten a Super Gogeta since Green. Super Gogeta. So this guy was definitely due for a new character at some point here. I was either expecting an LF of him soon, or if they weren't going to do an LF, then definitely summonable Ultra makes sense for him too. So, all right, we have his kit pulled up here. We are going to be comparing him to Blue Gogeta. Remember, Blue Gogeta still has the highest stats in the game for a non-Zenkai, non-Ultra character. So even though he's a full year old, his stats are still like top-notch. Like, if we go on, pump him all the way up here, 263,000 strike attack, that's a lot. That's higher than most units we see these days. 257 blast, 161 strike defense, 160 blast defense. And there's a reason why he's at the top here, right? But we have the new Super Gogeta, literally the highest stats in the game, barring Zenkai characters. So let's go ahead and pump him up to level 5,000. What do we got? Oh my god, 264 strike attack, 255 blast. Dude, his defenses are more impressive to me than the offenses. 166,000 to both strike and blast defense. Now, if we compare this to Gogeta, the Blue Gogeta, I mean, he pretty much just flat out beats him in every category. The only area where Blue Gogeta, I guess, has a slight advantage is blast attack, 257 versus the Ultra Gogeta's 255. But I mean, the Ultra Gogeta is destroying him in the defense department, right? 266, or sorry, 166 for both. Well, this one has 161, 160, and then even has higher strike attack, 264. It's a slightly higher strike attack. It's not like a monstrously higher amount here, but 263 versus 264, and then he does have higher HP as well. So pretty much every possible area to have better stats in, he does. So for the people who are saying, oh, we have to wait for his stats to come out, dude, he's an Ultra character. The Ultra characters in this game have the highest stats. They're all the top here. They all have the highest stats for a reason. This guy was not going to ever have bad stats. So there you guys go. Pretty nutty stat spread. It's unreal. Yeah, pretty much the entire thing just filled out. It's just like a solid green, a solid green outline here. So let's go ahead and take a look at his actual kit here. This is pretty long. Okay. All right, so the main ability, I mean, we pretty much at this point know what he's doing because they put out that video earlier, but let's just go through this and look at this in the way that we're used to seeing it. So his main ability is Vanquish All Evil. Randomly destroys one of your own cards. I'm actually going to make this a little bigger. So Vanquish Evil randomly destroys one of your own cards, draws the Ultimate Arts card Soul Punisher next. He gets 30% health and 30 ki, and then he gains 20% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. So honestly, it's not like the greatest main ability of all time, but you know, 30% HP. Keep in mind he's healing every time his gauge fills up. He's getting ki every time his gauge fills up, so you can compound that with the main ability effect if you want to use that. Plus 20% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts means that this damage buff is not only affecting his ultimate, it's also affecting everything he's doing. So with card draw speed that he comes with, you can combo that with some other cards in your hand and then use the ultimate to sort of make more usage of that damage inflicted buff there. So, and also the fact that it's only 20 timer counts to use that, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so the Ultra ability, we sort of saw this from earlier, but it's the Resonance of Force Fusion Warrior. If the character is the leader, applies the following effects to self when battle starts. 30% damage inflicted and 30% to Ki recovery. They both cannot be cancelled. And if the character is not the leader, they apply the following effects to self per tag Fusion Warrior battle/support member when the battle starts. So he gets 5% of damage inflicted and then 5% to Ki recovery. So basically what they're trying to do here is you're going to be getting, if you're on a Fusion Warrior team, a full Fusion Warrior team, you're going to be getting the full 30% buff to damage inflicted and Ki recovery, even if he's not in the leader slot, because you have 3 battle members that are Fusion Warriors, and then you have the 3 support members that are Fusion Warriors. So you're going to be getting 15% from the battle members and then 15% from the support members. So basically what they're trying to say here is, even if you're not on a Fusion Warrior team, you can put him in the leader slot and he'll still get the full effects of the Ultra ability. So they really want to make that as flexible as possible, which I think is definitely a good thing. Because remember, again, with the Ultra Omega Shenron, he applies his Ultra ability only for GT. So if you want to run him on something like a powerful opponent team, he's not going to be getting the benefit from that Ultra ability because you need a full GT team. So I do like the way that they're doing this for Gogeta here. All right, the first unique ability is Supreme Otherworld Shattering Power. What a name. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. So he gets 100% of damage inflicted, 50% to reduce damage received, and card draw speed just instantaneously when the battle starts. So I can already tell you guys, this guy's going to be stupid tanky. This dude, that's why I said when I looked at his defensive stats, like the offensive stats are impressive, but to me, the defenses are really what make this guy really like what I think will be a very annoying character to fight against. 166,000 to both defenses on top of a 50% reduced damage received buff just for existing that can't be canceled. It's going to be annoying to fight against. While this character on the battlefield charges own unique gauge every time they use an arts card. Once the unique gauge is full, it resets to 0 and applies the following effects to self. Draws a special move arts card next, right, so a blue card. He restores his health by 15% and ki by 40. 20% of damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, cannot be cancelled. And then he reduces the next damage sustained by 20%. So the one thing we were a little bit cautious of is it didn't say cannot be stacked on the other video they put out. So we were like, can you just stack this to 100%? But no, you can't do that. And then it applies until enemy combo is finished. So what you can actually do with this Gogeta, what I'll probably try and show off in my one of my 1,000 showcases I'm about to record tonight, is so he starts off with 50% damage reduction. You can activate his unique gauge, get the extra 20% damage reduction, and then what you can do is you can switch him out, and then when the enemy goes to use a Rising Rush, you can have him eat the Rising Rush with his 70% damage reduction. Pretty solid usage of that, I think, because he'll be able to eat that and live like almost every time, I think. Especially considering he's going to have, guess what? He's going to have the boost. He's going to be in the featured boost here for this season and probably the next season and probably the season after that as well, depending on how long they want to keep him in there. But yeah, this guy's going to be pretty good. So keep in mind, you can activate this unique gauge effect unlimited amount of times, as long as you keep, filling it up and it keeps refreshing itself. Now, the one area we don't really know how good it's going to be yet is we don't know how fast this unique gauge is going to fill up. If we use the Sword of Hope Trunks as an example, and sort of, equate that guy's unique gauge to this Gogeta's unique gauge, it takes about like 5 to 6 cards, depending on what type of cards the enemy is using, to fill up Trunks' unique gauge. So assuming it takes the same amount of cards, it takes 5 to 6 cards to fill up this unique gauge, that is actually just a single combo. So what you can do is, the reason why this guy works so well with his own kit is you can use his green card. Remember, his green card nullifies enemy special cover change effects, right? So you don't have to worry about your combo getting stopped by somebody. You can fill up your unique gauge. You can draw a blue card. You can end the combo with a blue card. And remember, the blue card destroys all of your enemy cards. So you don't have to worry about your enemy retaliating right away. You can, do your combo, fill up your gauge, get your buffs, get your ki back. That's going to feed into you being able to pretty much throw off a free blue card, destroy all of your enemy's cards, and then charge up your ki and draw full hand and get ready for the next combo before your enemy can even do anything. And you're healing up, and you're getting the reduced damage sustained effect. So there's this, dude, I feel like this, people are going to look at like this and be like, yeah, this is what makes him really good, or this is what makes him really good. But no, this, I think is what's going to make him really, really like the best unit in the game, potential. So we'll see how that works in game. Second unique ability is the Ultimate Avenger. When 2 allies are defeated, randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws the Ultimate Arts card, Soul Punisher. So he is, I believe, the first character in the game that is able to launch multiple Ultimate Arts cards in a single battle, because you can draw it with the main ability. Right, we saw that already over here. You can draw Soul Punisher with the main ability here. And then you can also draw it with this effect, right? When 2 allies are defeated, he just draws the Ultimate again. So that's definitely interesting there. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield if there is a defeated battle member. He nullifies own unfavorable element factor for 10 counts, activates twice, and then he inflicts all enemies with no switching for 5 timer counts. So you can potentially lock somebody in, Rising Rush them. You can lock somebody in, pop your main, and kill them with your ultimate. There's a lot going on here. So if you're fighting against like an annoying green unit, like, I don't know, like who's an annoying green character right now? Who's an annoying green character you guys see a lot in matches, and DBZ Space isn't loading, but obviously I'm talking about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But I think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is probably going to be one of, if not the single most valuable unit in the game, just because of him being advantageous typing against this Super Gogeta, advantageous against Sword of Hope Trunks. He's pretty much a must-use against Goku and Vegeta because he completely walls the Vegeta side of that unit. He's a must-run against all revival characters. I'm telling you guys right now, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has really evolved into like the most valuable character in the game. So I feel like we're going to be seeing that character a lot. And this is Gogeta's tool, right? No switching and type nullification against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You can just straight up probably kill him in a combo. If you get him locked in, you can just click all your cards in your hand, use a blue card, use an ultimate, whatever you want, a rush to kill Gogeta, and that's it. He's out of the match. So the fact that they even gave him this is like the ultimate tool to use against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because I think you will be seeing him a lot more often right now. He shortens ally sub count by 5 when an enemy activates Rising Rush while this character is on the battlefield. That's very similar to Red Bojack. I think it's the exact same effect, actually. So if you want to use this character on a movies team, you can use him next to the Revival Gohan, and Revival Gohan sub count will reduce by 5 if the enemy rushes, which means you can just switch out into Gohan and he'll be able to eat the rush and revive. So that's a really powerful effect there as well. 20% extra damage inflicted against tag powerful opponent or Sagas from the movies. So, you know, guess what? Sagas from the movies is Revival Gohan. It's Goku and Vegeta. Powerful opponent. I mean, there's a lot of powerful opponent units that are running around the meta right now, right? Elev's Merge Zamasu is a big one. A lot more people have been using Full Power Frieza recently. Rose is pretty prevalent. This actually Vegeta, I do see a decent amount here. Zenkai Merge Zamasu is pretty common still. So this is like a decent amount of really powerful Red Bojack. Sometimes you see him too. A lot of strong, powerful opponent characters running around still. Then he also has a cover change against strike cards. So that's something else you got to be wary of as well. So his strike card, I would say probably one of the strongest strike cards in the game. Has blast armor and it gives you 5 ki whenever you use it. So that in combination with his card draw speed is going to make this unit able to combo for a very, very long time. The blue card is the Soul Strike, deals massive impact damage, 20% of special move damage inflicted for 10 timer counts upon activation. Obviously it has blast armor. And I think one thing people don't like understand or appreciate how good the effect is, especially for this character, is the fact that this blue card destroys all of your enemy's cards. And again, the reason why I think that's so good is because you draw the blue card through your unique gauge filling up, right? So you're going to end your combo pretty much every single time that you can with the blue card, and that just gives you enough time to be able to reset, get a full hand, charge up your ki, before your opponent's able to really do anything back to you. So this blue card is going to be like the centerpiece of, I think, why this character is so good. Then his green card is Brilliant Radiance, so he gives himself 30 ki, 20% strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. He nullifies, he nullifies enemy special actions activated changing cover. He cancels own attribute downgrades in normal conditions, and then he cancels enemy attribute upgrades. This is one of the better green cards in the game too. And again, I think when you compare like this unit to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, for example, the fact that this is a stop time event works really well with his blast armor strike cards. So a really, really well sort of hit that synergizes well with itself. Like you have like this green card synergizing with the strike cards, you have the blue card synergizing really well with the unique gauge effect. It all works really well and seamlessly together. So they did a really good job of, I think, developing this character and sort of just, you know, thinking about how he would work with his own kit. The ultimate is the Soul Punisher. Supreme damage, so you already know it's going to hit like a truck. Applies the following effects upon activation. He gets 30% of damage inflicted for 30 timer counts, or 30 timer counts for 3 timer counts. Remember, this is a 30% damage buff, but he's also getting an extra 20% from his main ability. So it's really going to be like 50% extra, something like that. Because I don't think they actually just add with each other. I think it's actually a little bit more technical than that, but I'm not sure. Then obviously nullifies endurance with blast armor, so this is going to hit really, really hard. You can use it twice per match. So, yeah. And then he holds 2 strike cards. That's actually really good. You want this character to hold as many strike cards as possible to be able to continuously get that ki back from it. This is 20% strike damage inflicted for 2 counts whenever you use the card. And then his Z ability is going to be buffing Saiyan's Fusion Warrior Strike Attack and Defense, and then starting from 6 stars, he actually ends up buffing Super Saiyan Special Move Damage Inflicted, and of course, if you have him in the leader slot, it actually does affect the whole team, even if they're not on the Super Saiyan tag. And then at 14 stars, he gets 5% to Super Saiyan special move damage inflicted, which is, I assume this is a pure buff here. Then you get 42% to Fusion Warrior or Saiyan strike, attack, and defense. 42. This is probably, well, it's definitely not like the most powerful Z ability in the game, but this is up there. This is like a stupid Z ability. You eventually are able to get this guy to 14 stars. You put him in the leader slot. He's good to go on pretty much any team. I don't care what team you're using them on. He's good to go with his Z ability. It's nuts. So overall, this guy, I seriously do think this is a highly likely contender for best unit in the game. Just we dealt with Goku and Vegeta for a few weeks now. I think a lot of people have pretty much concluded that they are undoubtedly the #1 spot in the game right now. I think it's this guy. I think this guy's going to dethrone them. But the good thing about this is, hey, they're both on the movies team. You can use them together on the same team. So have fun with that. Story events, we have a bunch of stuff coming back. We have all Legends Roads coming back. We have the Captain Ginyu Goku coming back. We have Hyperdimensional Co-op versus Super Janemba. Chrono Crystal Capture events coming back. What else? This is the Legends Road Piccolo event, I believe. No, wait, what is this? What is Goodbye Kami? I don't remember this. Oh, this is the Zenkai Awaken, the Legends Road Piccolo. Okay. Looks like we have the Fusion. Is this coming out today or next week? This starts today. Yes, this is the Fusion Reborn event. We're able to get the green Super Gogeta here. Now, they didn't say if this guy was going to be getting a Zenkai Awakening or not. He's not getting one yet. You're only able to get the just normal Z power for him here. Plus, you got some new equipment. What I assume will happen is I think next week they're going to Zenkai this character. It seems really weird to give this guy Z power away when he's actually terrible. Like he's unusably bad right now. He was actually like almost dead on arrival. That's how bad he was. But I expect this guy to Zenkai next week. Makes sense. It fits the theme of the celebration here. So yeah, we'll see if that's the case. But this event's coming up today as well. We have the Raid versus Super Janemba this weekend. Actually, I think it starts tomorrow. I believe it starts tomorrow. And then we have a bunch of other events returning, like the Vegeta event, 19 event, 20 event. So a bunch of stuff to do if you have not done those already. So here's the banner itself, the Ultra Rising Fusion Reborn banner. Let me actually see. Site is being a little slow, so I don't know if I can load things here. This is not the step-up version of the banner, so I actually don't want to look at this one. The raid, by the way, starts on... Oh, it starts today. Okay, the raid actually does start today. In like an hour and a half of me putting this video live. So this will be against Super Janemba. You obviously want to use the new Gogeta, but you know, you could probably end up using like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and stuff like that to deal with him fine. Let me just take a look here. There should be two versions of the banner. There should be this one, and then where's the other one? Only seeing one. Oh, there's this one over here. I'm stupid. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of this one. So this is a step-up version of the banner. So this is the Ultra Rising Fusion Reborn, and as you can see on the top left, Ultra characters have 2,000 Z power. Every time you pull Gogeta, instead of getting the normal 600 Z power, you're going to be getting 2,000 Z power. So it's kind of similar, actually, to the LF Goku and Vegeta and the LF Trunks banners, except it looks like it's only going to give you the boosted 2,000 Z power for the Gogeta himself. And it looks like there's also going to be guaranteed Spartans in the banner, which is actually not something we usually see for step-ups, so that's important to note as well. The banner only goes until the 5th, by the way. So we have from the 23rd to January 5th. So this banner's only going to be live for like less than 2 weeks, like 12 days. So it doesn't give you a lot of time to sort of think about if you want to summon or save or whatever you want to do. I'm going to be doing a separate video directly comparing this banner to the Part 1 banners, and I'm going to give my honest opinion on which banner I think is better to summon on. So I'll be doing a separate video on that when I have time. It's going to be very a big crunch for me to get all this stuff in, but this is the banner. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual rates here. So for Ultra Gogeta, he has a 0.35% pull rate, which is actually not terrible. It's not, it's not great. Obviously, 0.35% is not high. I'm not saying it's a good pull rate, but you have to remember, LFs used to have a 0.25% pull rate. I was completely completely expecting Ultras to have 0.25% pull rate. I thought, okay, they bumped up the rates for LFs from 0.25 to 0.5 to make room for Ultras to have 0.25%. It made the most sense to me in my head. It logically made sense. But they actually made a 0.35%, and I think that's fair. Considering you're also getting the 2000 Z power for pulling a single copy of them, this is a pretty decent pull rate here. Keep in mind, it doesn't actually say on here, but there were data mines that there's going to be a step on the banner, right? There's only 4 steps here in total. There, I think, is going to be a step on this banner that gives you 2 times Ultra rates. So on that, you guys remember the 2 times Legends Limited rates for these banners? Remember UI Goku's banner had 2 times Legends Limited rates? Keep in mind, Ultra Gogeta's pull rate's 0.35%. On the step where you have the double Ultra pull rate, he's going to have a 0.7% pull rate on that step. If you guys played Dokkan, for example, that is roughly the same pull rate that a normal Dokkan Fest exclusive has in Dokkan. That's a really, really good shot at getting LF Gogeta. And even beyond that, the thing that actually is pretty insane to me is the fact that they bumped up the LF pull rate for the other characters in the banner to 0.5%. Because if you go and look at the other banners that exist, I think even the current banners, even like this banner, for example, the Goku and the Vegeta banner, if you compare those 2 banners and you look at the pull rates of the new character, I think it's at the bottom for some reason. You look at the new pull rates for the characters here. Obviously, the new LF for Goku and Vegeta, they're 0.5. But the other LFs are at 0.25. So for this banner, the returning LFs, guess who's a part of this? Hello? Most valuable unit in the game probably right now, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, 0.5% pull rate. This banner's stupid good. But guess what other banner's stupid good? Is this. This banner is stupid good as well. So again, I'm going to be making a video comparing both the banners to each other, and I'll tell you which I think is better and more worth it to summon on. But this is a stupid good banner. This is a really, really good value banner. Obviously, like, the normal sparking pool is ginormous, right? You're not going to be going into this banner expecting to really, like, walk away with, oh yeah, I really want to pull, I guess like Red Gogeta. Well, good luck. But in terms of like the actual Legends limited characters on here, and then Gogeta himself, this is a good banner. It really is, because you're also getting a free summon. The only other thing to note about this is that there's no pity system for this banner, right? It shows you getting the Legends tickets as a bonus for summoning, so it doesn't look like there's going to be a summon coin mechanic for this banner, which is kind of a bummer, but I think it's fine. I think the banner's good enough as it is anyway. So that's the banner. Let's continue on here. We have some equipment to talk about, and then we're going to wrap this up here. So we have the first one here, which is Awakened. Come on and give me your best shot. This is stupid. This is a stupid equipment. I have been neglecting Awakened equipment for a very long time. I've slowly been accumulating all of my Awakened equipment fragments, all my resources, all my rush medals. I am going to be doing Awakened equipment. This is probably the time where I'm going to start doing it, because a lot of these Awakened equipments are just becoming too good to not use, like this one, for example. So the first slot is either critical or key recovery. I would very much prefer to get key recovery over critical. Critical is almost useless here. Base key recovery to 15% is actually really good. Blast defense up to 20%, and then you can get strike or blast attack 35%. That's unique equipment level. That is unique equipment level of just stats, just raw attack stats. And this can be used on Fusion Warriors. So any Fusion Warrior can use this. Dude, this is like a must. This is like you want to have like 4 or 5 of these, I think. This is stupid good. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this. The next one is this one, Awakened Ha. This unawakened equipment, by the way, is one of my favorite equipments to use on Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It's still really good unawakened, right? You get up to 13% strike attack, 10% to both defenses, and 10% HP. It's like one of the most well-balanced equipments in the game. It's really good. The awakened version gives you 20% to strike attack, 12% to both defenses, 10% health, and then either 10% extra to strike attack or 10% to blast attack. So guess what? This equipment can also have 30% strike attack on it, 10% HP, and then 12% to both defenses. The thing about this, though, is this can only be used on Fusion plus Sagas from the movies, so it's pretty much only Gogeta. This is not Fusion Warrior, by the way. It's Fusion, so only Fusion dance characters plus movies. So it's limited to Gogeta, but dude, you use this on every Gogeta. There's no reason not to. So I mean, I can't like neglect doing Awakened equipment anymore because they're making these Awakened equipments. They're actually too good to not use anymore. So I'm gonna have to start working on those. Next, we have some new normal equipment. The first one is I'm going to take you down. So this one is for Fusion Warrior. So again, every single Fusion Warrior in the game can use this. Looks like this one's going to be up to 15% strike attack, 10% special move damage. I think special move damage is going to be a major sort of thing you want to look out for with this new Gogeta. He's going to be doing a lot of blue cards. And then it gives you a 10% boost against a powerful opponent, which is pretty good. And then the last one we have is this Janemba one, who's destroying Pycon, everyone's favorite scene from the movie. This one is for Otherworld Warriors, so not that big of a pool of characters, but looks like you're going to be able to get 10% strike defense and blast defense, and then 15% to both strike and blast attack, so pretty solid. But you can see the major differences and the major gap in power between these new normal equipment and then the new Awakened equipment. Like, these two Awakened equipments, what were they thinking? What were they actually thinking when they made this? Is so dumb. These are both so stupid. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the new Super Gogeta. Let me know what you think about the banner format. Do you like the banner format? Do you think it's good enough? I think this banner's stupid. Again, it's not only just Ultra Gogeta, you getting 2000 Z power and his drop rate's like not abysmal, but it's the fact that the other LFs on the banner have basically a double chance to be pulled, right? From 0.25 to 0.5%. Guess what? People are going to be running this guy all over the place. You want Gogeta. You want Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, not just the Ultra Gogeta. You want this guy. He's going to be the hero here, I think. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we have for this update. I will be doing a live summon session when the banner goes live. I'll be doing millions of showcases, other videos. So we have a long week ahead of us, or I guess a long few days ahead of us until the end of the year. And with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys all pretty soon here.